Hi there. We're going to do a little kind of 45-50-minute Pilates. Just take your time, do what you can. We'll start with a little posture check, a little warm. So we're going to start with your feet, just about hip distance apart. Try and have the toes tracking forwards. And then from here, spread your toes out. So you've got nice grounding, lengthen through the muscles of your legs. And then we'll lift the shoulders and just release them down your spine. So from here, lift your chin a little bit. Maybe just imagine there's a string coming up through the crown of your head. So you're getting a nice line through your spine. And we're trying to align so your shoulders are over your hips, hips over the knees, and the knees are over your ankles. So we'll start with a little breathing. We're just going to take a big breath in through your nose. And then just breathing out through your mouth. So do that again. So inhale. And breathing out. Now continue with that. As you breathe out, start to feel that you can kind of draw in a little bit through your abdominals as you're breathing out. So breathing in again. As you breathe out, you start to feel that connection as you draw your belly button towards your spine a little bit more. And we'll keep the breath, just a nice natural breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. So breathing in. As you breathe out, just lowering your chin towards your chest. So breathing in, lift the chin back up again. So stretching through the neck. So breathing out and breathing in. Okay, we'll do that one more time. So take your time and come back up. This time with the arms by your sides. So spread your fingers. Another breath in. And then as you breathe out, just start to lift the arms up. So they're kind of level with your shoulders. Breathing in will lower them back down again. So do that again. So breathing out, lifting up. Breathing in, lowering down. So the arms are nice and long and they're nice and straight. Good. And the shoulders drop down your spine. Do one more. And lift the arms up, hold them. And this time we're going to do a little rotation. So it's kind of like a leg circle, but it's an arm circle. So we're keeping everything else nice and still. So pressing through your feet, drawing your belly button towards your spine, moving the arms, and then try and move them a little bit more firmly, a little bit more quickly. But just see how it feels to you. Keep the shoulders down so they're away from your ears. Lengthen through the hands. Okay, do a couple more. And then start to move and change in the opposite direction. So same thing. So just adding a little bit of kind of movement in the arms and trying to resist that movement by drawing your belly button towards your spine, keeping everything else nice and still. Good. Keep going. And just hold there. Now this time, take another breath in. And then we're going to start to move the arms forward. We're going to cross them over and then pull them all the way back and out. We'll do that again. Maybe take your other arm under. And then the next time do it, taking the other arm under. So we're doing one on top and one under, and then just changing that. And as you take it back, feel like you're kind of pulling out a little bit. So breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. Breathing in. Well done. Now this time bring your arms in and we'll start to do little teeny tiny crosses. So we're just moving over and we're moving under. Again, keep the arms long, keep your shoulders down, keep your belly pulled in. And then just when you're ready, we're going to start to move. So we'll come down the way first, so just moving the arms down and then move them back up, so towards the center. Now start to move up this time. So again, just take it up just the way it feels right to you. Start to move the arms down. Okay, we'll do that again. So move it down, back into the middle, move it up, back into the center. And one last time, moving it down, back into the middle, moving it up, and back into the center. Okay, when you get there, you can release your arms, maybe take your shoulders, give them a little roll out. We're going to do a little warm up through the legs now. So we're going to take a little squat. So feet hip distance, deep breath in. As you breathe out, just sink back. Keep your chest lifted as you take it down. And then push through your heels to come back up. So just lowering down and lifting up, bending in the legs. Okay, belly pulls in. Try not to let the knees collapse in or push out to the sides too much. Good, well done. Now we're going to add on 2 pulses at the bottom. So we're coming down, pulse, pulse, rise back up. Do that again. So pulse, pulse, lift back up. So the chest still stays lifted, belly still pulls in. Good. Now we're going to change this a little bit. So instead of just coming back up, the next thing you do, you're going to lift your right knee. So we're going down, down, right knee lifts, down, left knee lifts. Do that again. So again, if you feel that you want to, you can also go to a wall. Just do this against the wall. Or maybe not lift your legs so high. Just see how it feels. We're going to add some arms. So as your leg comes up, the arms are going to reach up. So it's down, down, reach. Okay, do that a couple more times. Well done, doing really well. And the next time you lift your right knee, we're going to hold the right knee up. So we'll just hold it up. We'll release the arms down, so just bring them down by your sides. You could have them on your hips if you want, or just release them. And then from there, as you breathe out, we're going to extend your leg forwards a little bit and breathe into bend it. And again, you can always take this down towards the ground, so you don't have to be so high. Maybe touching your heel to the ground if that feels better to you. Okay, well done. Do one more. And this time hold the leg forwards and just holding it there. Good for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bend the leg. We're not quite finished. So from there, we're going to move the bent leg to the back. So you tilt the body a little bit, back into the middle. So we move it back and to the middle. Okay, well done. And again, lower the foot down a little bit more if you want to. Excellent. Okay, last one. Well done. And this time take it to the back and try to extend the leg out. So I'm keeping my leg big because we've got a wall there, but if you can, extend the leg out. Bring your hands in front, just breathing deeply. Good. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up, release your leg, give a little shake. So we'll come back into these squats again. So again, feet hip distance apart, toes facing forward, deep breath in. As you breathe out, sink into your squat. Push through your feet to come up. So without locking the knees out when you come up, keep a softness in the knees. Weight back in the heels, belly pulled down. Then from here, we're going to take a double pulse as you go down. So take it down for 2. Press through your heels, come back up. So down, down, lift up. Good, well done. Then from there, if you want to, we're going to start to lift the leg again. But we'll start with the left leg, we'll do it next time. So we go down, down, left knee lifts. Down, down, right knee lifts. Okay, if you want to add the arms, we're reaching up as the knee comes up. Hands down. Good. Well done. And again, just modify it if you need to. Go nearer a wall, if that helps you. Good, just about there. And we'll hold the left knee up, so next time you get there, just hold up, release your arms. So from here, we'll extend the leg forward. So as you breathe out, just extend, and then slowly re-bending the leg. So breathing out and bend. Good, very nice. Okay, 2 more. And then holding the leg out. So again, you could keep it bent, or if you can straighten it, straighten it. Holding there for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly rebend the leg. From there, we're going to move that leg to the back, and then we're going to lift it up to the front. So again, take your time, move it back, and lift up. And the upper body moves just a little bit. Good, 2 more if you can. And last one. Well done. So if you come back up again, we're going to take the leg to the back again. So when you take it back, you could keep it bent, or you extend that leg out. And again, the upper body, maybe tilt a bit forward. Just see how it feels. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Release down. Give your legs a little shake. So this time we're going to take your feet wider. Turn your toes out a little bit. So we're still coming into squat, shoulders over hips. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, just bending into your knees a little bit, pushing back through the knees, rise back up. So you don't have to go that deep. Just take it to where it feels right to you and come out of it. So we're going to do a double pulse again. So it's down, down, rise back up. And again, you don't have to lock the knees out as you come up. You don't have to fully straighten them. Keep a slight softness in your knees. Shoulders aligned over hips, belly pulled down. Now from here, we're going to stay down and we're going to lift through one heel. So we're going to go down, down, right heel lifts, down, down, left heel lifts. And again, 2 little pulses, right heel up, 2 little pulses, left heel up. Now you can stay on that, just lifting through your single heel. You don't have to lift your heels at all if you don't want to. You can lift both heels up at the same time. And again, if you feel yourself tilting forwards, try and make sure that your shoulders are over your hips. Good, doing really well, we're just about there. Excellent, 2 more. And last one. Now in the last one, if you can, lift both heels up, hold there. So for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release, rise back up, bring yourself in. So we're going to make our way down onto your mat now. So as you come down, we want to move to the bottom of your mat a little bit more. So just making sure that you've got space behind you to roll back onto, adjust your device if you need to, so you can still see it. So when you get there, we'll have the feet hip distance, toes facing forwards, and try and make sure the knees are not either going to roll out or roll in. So you want to align them with your hips. And then sit upright, so try and sit onto your sit bones, and then try and align so your shoulder is over your hips, so we're not too close to the legs and we're not too far away. Hands behind the back of your legs. So if you roll back, so deep breath in, as you breathe out, you're going to draw your belly in, and you're going to round your spine as you move back. Breathing in, we're going to move back up again. So do that again. So breathing out, rounding through your back, roll back. Breathing in, come up. If you want a little bit more, reach your hands forward. So again, just rounding back just the way you can and coming back up again. So breathing out, breathing in. Now stay with that. If you want to, you could go all the way down to your mat. Again, you don't have to, so just see how that goes. So breathing out, we roll all the way down. We take an in-breath at the bottom, and then on the out-breath, we move up again. So breathing in. As you breathe out, draw your belly in, round your back. Breathing in at the bottom, breathing out to move back up. Again, just see how it feels. Does it feel right? Then you just roll to where you can. Maybe hold there on your in-breath, and then breathing out, come back up again. Again, just work where it feels right. So breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. Now in the next one, we are going to stay down. So if you want to, you could try rolling down or use your hands, whatever you want to, or just take one more roll back. When you get there, we'll stay down. We'll walk your feet in. So you're going to have your feet quite close in towards your hips, and the feet are facing forward, and the feet are hip distance apart. So again, try not to let the knees drop out or in, controlling the legs. Try and get in a balanced position here. So through the shoulders, through your hips, should feel pretty balanced. And then lengthen your spine. So from the crown of your head down to your tailbone, it should start to feel long. And then we're going to find our neutral spine. So take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to tilt the pelvis so the pubic bone moves closer to your belly button. As you breathe in, you're going to move the hips back and arch the back a little bit. So breathing out, tilt the pelvis forward and up. Breathing in, arch your back. And then through these movements, we're going to start to make them slower and a little bit smaller. And eventually you'll settle in the center. So you're not tilted or arched. You can kind of tell if you're there because your 2 frontal hip bones, either side of your hip, should be in line with your pubic bone. So if the pubic bone is either tilted further away or higher up, then you're not in neutral spine. So you need to adjust that a little bit. And then from here, we're going to lift the pelvic floor. We're going to draw the belly in. So lifting the pelvic floor, if you can imagine that the pelvic floor is like a hammock and it sits between your pubic bone and your tailbone. And if you can imagine that you're going to lift up rather than in the center of it, which can be quite harsh, think about lifting up through the 4 corners of it. So you've got 2 at the front with the pubic bone and 2 at the back at your tailbone. And we lift up through the front right corner, front left, back right, back left. And then you get kind of feeling of drawing up kind of in the corners rather than very severely in the center. Draw your belly button towards your spine. And from here, we're going to take the hands behind the back of your head. So we're interlinking the fingers. As you do that, try and draw your elbows back a little bit as you inhale. As you breathe out, we're going to keep that neutral spine, keep the belly button pulling in a little bit, and start to lift the upper body up off the ground. Breathing in, start to lower down again. Breathing out to lift up, breathing in to lower. As you're doing that, we don't have to lower all the way to the ground, so you might leave a little gap. If you need to lower down, then please do, but you don't have to. And as you're doing this, try and think about actually pulling the belly in as you breathe out. So sometimes when we lift and breathe out, we kind of bulge the belly out, but we actually want to do the opposite. So we want to be pulling the belly button in as we breathe out and lift up. Now we're going to change the count. So you're going to come up for 2 counts. As you breathe out, we're lifting up and then up again, breathing in to lower back down. So it's a lift, and then that lowering back down. Now from there, if you want to, you can add on a little reach. So we breathe out, we lift up, and then we reach the hands forward. Breathing in, hands to the head, lower down. Breathing out, lift, and then that reach, hands to the head, and lower down. And you only do this as far as you can do it without any strain in the head or the neck. So as soon as you feel that it's a little bit too much, then you would rest it down and come back in when you can. And you might need a more forceful breath through your mouth. So we're just making it more forceful, maybe more vocal. 2 more. And last one. Well done. Okay, come back down. We'll come back to that, but we're going to come in and we're going to do a little leg line now. So with the feet flat on the floor, still in neutral spine, still with the pelvic floor lifting, the belly in. Deep breath in, and as you breathe out, we're going to stretch one leg away. So the leg is long, it's lifted off the ground. Breathe in, bend, and breathe out, extend through your other leg. So breathing in and breathing out. So take your time, use your own breath, work at your own speed, but try and make it quite forceful. Try and get a feeling of stretching. And if you do want a little bit more, we'll add the upper body. So as you breathe out, you reach the hands and lift the upper body up off the ground. Breathing in, lower down. So breathing out, reach and lift. Breathing in, lower down. And again, that's optional, so you have to do that. Well done. Excellent. So we're going to do 2 more of these, so take your time. Breathing out to lift. Breathing in to lower. Last one. Well done, rest down. Now this time we're going to still stick with the legs. We're going to take a knee bend. So still with the feet in the ground, hip distance, still with your neutral spine, still lifting the pelvic floor, drawing the belly in. Deep breath in again. As you breathe out, we lift one knee up to a knee bend position. Breathing in, we lower it and change sides. So as you're lifting up here, we want to create kind of an L-shaped position with the leg. So the knee is coming over your hip directly, so rather than pulling the knee into your chest. And the foot is staying pretty high, so it's not going down and it's not kind of extending up towards the ceiling in any way. Now from there, if you want to, you could take your hands behind the back of the head again. And as you breathe out and lift the knee, just lift your upper body. Breathing in to lower down. So breathing out and breathing in. And we're not trying to get the knee towards the upper body. More or less, we're trying to get space here. So if you can think about creating kind of a dish shape in your body. So as you lift up, we're creating that kind of deep scoop through the abdomen and quite a lot of space rather than pulling in and closing everything off. Well done. Okay, we'll do 2 more. And last one. Excellent. Now we're going to put all of that together. So when you're ready, again, still in neutral spine, still with the pelvic floor lifted, the belly pulled down. I'll do it slow first and then we'll speed it up a little bit. We're going to interlock the fingers, take them around the back of your head. So as you breathe out, you're going to lift your knee up and the upper body. As you breathe out again, we're going to extend the leg and reach the hands away. Breathing in, the hands come towards the head and we lower down. So breathing out, knee and upper body lifts, extend, back in and down. So breathing out, lift, extend, breathing in and lower down. So lift, push away. Now if you want to on that, you could do both legs. So we lift, push away, bring it in and down. So it's lift, press away. So you work where you can. So if you want to stay with the single leg, then you just stay with that. If you feel it's better for you to do both legs, then you do that. But think about your breathing. Think about keeping it nice and smooth. Think about the movements that you're doing. Start and finish them all really precisely. Okay, we'll do 2 more. And last one. And well done. Okay, from there, you can pull your knees in towards your chest. Maybe take a little movement side to side. Now, we're going to move side to side. So for the next one, you can do this with your feet on the ground, or you can lift your feet up to tabletop position. Maybe spread the arms a little bit. As you breathe out, we're moving the legs over towards one side. They're not touching each other. Breathe into the center, and as you breathe out, move the other way. And again, you could definitely do this with your feet down. So it's just over to one side, back to the middle, and the other way. If you want a little more, as you go to the side, you could extend both legs away, breathing in, back into the middle, and the other way. And again, if that feels too much, either leave it out or maybe just do the top leg. But just see how it feels. Breathing out to move away, breathing in to come back in. Well done. Okay, we'll do 2 more. Any variation, last one. And well done. Back into the center. Now we're going to keep our legs in this tabletop position. So just make sure that you feel that you've got your knees over your hips. You've got that straight line out. Now from here, you can either choose to extend the legs up or out. So just do what feels right. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, the legs can move up towards the ceiling a little bit. As you breathe in, just rebending your legs. So breathing out, move up. Breathing in to lower. So that's option 1, and you can just stay with that. If you want a little bit more, we're going to move the legs out. So as you breathe out, extend away. Breathing in, rebend the legs. Now this is not an extension where you're going really down to the ground here. But think about if you're moving up the way, you're going towards the ceiling. If you're moving out, you're moving kind of between the wall and the ceiling. It's not a lower, but it's quite high. And think about extending the legs and then rebending them. Just take it to where it feels like the right thing for you. Okay, we're going to add on to that. So if you are extending your legs up, then you could reach your arms by your side. And as you breathe out, taking the legs up, we extend the arms overhead. Breathing in. If you want to, lift the upper body off the ground, you do not have to. So breathing out, the legs go up, arms go overhead. Breathing in, bend the knees and lift the upper body. So that's kind of option 1. Option 1A, if you like, would be not to lift the upper body at all. You can always modify that if you need to. Now, if you're moving the legs out to that kind of position between the wall and the ceiling, then as you start with the legs lifted, or the arms lifted, as you breathe out, push the legs away, you can extend the legs without lowering the upper body. Breathing in, bring it back in. So you come into more of a double leg stretch. And then if you wanted to, you could circle your arms. So breathing out, pull them in. Breathing out, breathing in. Okay, but work where it suits you, where it feels right, and keep extending the legs up, keep the upper body down, maybe just reaching the arms over and bringing them back in. Good. Okay, we'll do 2 more. Any variation. Last one. Excellent. Okay, release down. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Maybe take that little movement side to side. Now from there, we're going to lift the hips a little bit off the ground. So we're going to work a little bit more through the lower part of your body. So we're going to take the feet flat onto the ground as option 1. And then all you'll be doing is kind of like a bridge, although not as much your back's going to lift. You breathe out, you tilt the pelvis, so we just lift the hips a little bit. Breathing in, you'll just lower back down. So this is going to be option 1 for you. Option 2, we'll lift the feet off the ground, back into this tabletop position. We'll use the arms a little bit on the ground. And as you breathe out, we draw the knees in and we'll lift the tailbone, maybe lift your hips. Breathing in, lower back down. Try and keep it under control. So breathing out, lifting up, pulling in, releasing down. Now you can even do this with your legs straight. So again, just see how it feels. We extend the legs, we lift, and then lower back down. Good. Okay, do one of those one more time. And then we're going to add on a little sideways movement. So again, you can do this with your feet flat on the ground or at this tabletop position. So I'll show you the middle of the road one and then I'll explain the other ones. So as you breathe out, you go out to the side, breathing into the center. As you breathe out, we'll lift the hips up, curl in, breathing in, lower down. Breathing out, over to the other side, breathing into the center. Breathing out, pull and lift the hips, release down. So if you're doing this with the feet down, you're just rolling to one side. And then when you come to the center, you're just curling and lifting your hips. And then you go to the other side and curl and lift the hips. If you want to, you can do the legs straight. So again, over to the side, back into the middle, that little lift and lower, over to the other side, back into the center, lift. Okay, we'll do one more set of these. So take your time, any variation. Good, breathing out to lift. Breathing out to move to the side. And last one. Well done. Okay, slowly release, relax, pull your knees in, maybe take a little roll. Now from here, we're going to do a little bridge movement itself. So we're going to come with our feet flat onto the ground. Again, still in this neutral spine position, so make your way into that. And still thinking about lifting the pelvic floor and drawing the belly in. As you breathe out, we'll tilt the pelvis, and then we'll start to curl the tailbone up. And then we'll lift a little bit of your back, you don't have to lift that much. Breathe in when you get to the top here, and then as you breathe out, slowly lower down. We're trying to lower down one little vertebrae at a time. When you get to the bottom, release the tilt. So breathe out, tilt your pelvis again, start to peel and curl up. So you might decide to lift a little bit higher, you don't have to. Breathe in at the top, and then breathing in slowly and carefully, lowering yourself down a little bit at a time. Release the tilt. Breathing out, tilt your pelvis, start to rise back up. So option-wise, you could just stay on this, just this moving bridge, just making sure that you're not lifting big chunks of your back off the ground at a time, but you're managing to lift up small increments. So if you can imagine kind of a bicycle chain, that's kind of the movement that you want, rather than huge big chunks of it lifting and lowering. If you want a little bit more, as you breathe out the next time, we'll make our way up to the top of your bridge. And when you get there, we're going to lift up into that knee bend position again. So we're going to take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to lift one knee up. So just knee over hip, breathing and lower down. And as you breathe out, change legs. As you do this movement, try and keep your hips as high as they were at the start and pretty level as well. So you don't want them kind of to be dropping over to one side, especially when you're starting to lift up through that leg. Okay, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. We'll do two more. And again, if you choose to just stay in the moving bridge, that's fine. When you come back down, both feet to the ground, deep breath in, and as you breathe out, slowly and carefully, lower yourself all the way down. We'll do one more set of these, so breathe in at the bottom, breathe out, tilt your pelvis, start to rise back up again, take your time, move to the top of your bridge, breathing in. As you breathe out, lift one knee. Breathing in. Now, if you want to here, you could start to extend the leg up. So rather than keeping the leg bent, but it's really up to you. And you work where it feels right. So it feels better for you to keep the leg bent, or maybe you just lift your foot off the ground rather than lifting the whole leg up. It's really you that needs to decide that. We'll do two more. And last one. Well done. When you get both feet on the ground again, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, slowly and carefully, lower yourself all the way back down. Well done. Okay, when you get there, you might want to pull your knees in for a moment. You might want to take any kind of little movements. That's fine. You just move in the way that you want to. Now from there, we're going to take ourselves into a rolling up position. So we've done kind of rolling back, and now we're rolling up. So the first option for that, if you have your feet flat onto the ground, still in this kind of position where you've got your feet forwards, your feet hip distance, we're still trying to lift the pelvic floor and stay in that neutral spine position by drawing the belly in. And we're going to take the arms overhead. As you do that, just make sure that you You don't then arch your back up off the ground, so we want to keep that in neutral. Now, as you breathe in here, we're going to lift the arms so they come up and over your shoulders. And then as you breathe out, we're going to lift so the upper body lifts and the hands move towards your legs. As you breathe in, hands over the shoulders again. And as you breathe out, release the arms back without lifting the lower back off the ground. So breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. Now, if you want to, you could take this a little bit further by extending the legs out, and then we move up to sitting position. So we still use the in-breath to lift the arms over the shoulders. And then on the out-breath, up to that sitting position. Breathing in, and then on the out-breath, roll yourself back down again. So breathing in, breathing out. Either just up towards the legs with the knees bent, or maybe you take it a little bit further. But just see how it feels. Work with what feels right. Use that more forceful breath. Well done. Okay, we'll do 2 more. And last one. Okay, then you rest down. We'll release the arms down and we'll bend the knees and draw them in towards your chest. I'm going to do a tiny little bit through rolling like a ball. So we're going to do kind of a little kind of precursor to rolling like a ball. If you know rolling like a ball and you just want to go straight into that, then please feel free, just roll about if you want to. Otherwise, we're going to bring the knees in towards your chest. If you find it difficult, this might help you. So the knees are in towards the chest. We'll take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to pull the knees in. You're going to just lift your tailbone up off the ground. So you're pulling the knees in towards your chest. Breathing in, lower the hips. And as you breathe out, lift your upper body. So your nose now is coming up towards your knees. Breathing in, lower yourself down. And as you breathe out, pull the knees in and lift your tailbone. Breathing in, lower the hips. Breathing out, upper body lifts. Breathing in, upper body lowers. Breathing out, knees in. Okay, so you get the idea. So with rolling like a ball, we just kind of make that bigger. We move a little bit. So when you're ready, as you breathe out, we'll roll forwards and back. Maybe you come up. Maybe you can kind of pause a little bit at the top. Maybe you have your feet off the ground. But you just work where it feels right to you. And the key is to get as little of your back connecting with the ground. So if your back's really flat, it's going to be hard. If you round it in, we're going to go too far back, so you're keeping that position. So you're not going back onto your shoulders. You're keeping yourself nice and rounded. Okay, do 2 more. And last one. Okay, when you come up, we're going to take a little seat. So we're going to do a little spine stretch forwards. And we may do a roll back, we'll see. So we're going to bring your feet. Again, make sure you've got enough room, just in case you are going to roll back. You don't have to. But we'll sit upright first. You can bend your knees here. You don't have to have your legs straight. But if you can straighten your legs and do that, have them hip distance. Sit more upright and try and align the shoulders over your hips here. And then stretch your arms out. So you've got your arms, so your wrist is in a straight line with your shoulder. So the spine stretch forwards. We're not trying to go down to our feet. If you remember, we're trying to imagine there's kind of a rolled up piece of foam here. I'm going to try and lift up and over, straightening through your spine as you do it. So we'll take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, lift up and over and reach forwards. Breathing in, come back up again. So do that again. So breathing out, lift up and over. Breathing in, rise back up. So do that again. So again, avoid the feet. So reach kind of over your legs rather than down the way. And try and feel like you're keeping your spine as straight as you can rather than rounding to get further down. We want to lengthen the spine. Now we are going to optionally add on a little roll back, but if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. So as you breathe out, lift up and over. Breathing in, come back to that flat back. And then as you breathe out, if you want to, tuck your tailbone under. I'm going to have enough room here. And then roll all the way back down again. Breathing in. As you breathe out, come back up. Breathing in. As you breathe out, reach up and over. Breathing in. As you breathe out, tuck the tailbone. Roll yourself back down. breathing in, breathing out. Come back up. Okay, breathing in, breathing out, reach forward. Breathing in, breathing out, roll down. Breathing in, breathing out, come back up. Okay, last time. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Well done. Okay, you can stay. From here, we're going to move to an all fours position. So just take your time coming around. As you come in, we'll just take the hands and spread them underneath your shoulders. The knees directly underneath your hips. And we're going to do a little movement, so this kind of isolation movement through our hips called the kitten. So we're trying not to move the upper back through the head or the shoulders. We'll spread the hands, knees underneath your hips. As you breathe out, tuck your tailbone under, so pull your belly in. As you breathe in, drop the belly and arch your back. So breathing out, tailbone tucks, belly pulls in. Breathing in, drop the belly, arch your back. Now do that a few times, just so you get the movement. And then when you're ready, start to make the movement slower and smaller. So like you do when you're lying on your back, until you make your way into the center. So you're not tilted, you're not arched, but we're in the middle. And when you get there, lift the pelvic floor again. So thinking about the four corners of the pelvic floor. So the front two, the back two, and then pull your belly in. We're going to start with a little beast today. So we're going to tuck your toes under. And then if you can, breathing out, we're going to lift your knees, just kind of hovering a little tiny piece off the ground. You shuffle out your shoulders, draw your belly in. Good, lift the pelvic floor. One more breath, release yourself down. And maybe just flatten your feet, maybe tap them out a little bit. So we'll try that once more. So again, if it's not for you, don't worry about it, just leave it out. Otherwise, tuck your toes, lift your knees up off the ground, so just a little inch off the ground. Spread your hands, breathe deeply, and look kind of forwards and in front of you. So you're not kind of looking down or back, or one more breath, release that. Well done, release your toes. Okay, from there, we're going to start to move the legs behind us. So we're still in this neutral spine, so make sure you're there. Lift the pelvic floor, draw the belly in. As you breathe out, extend your right leg behind. Make sure you've got your foot on the mat. So we're going to use this, so the toes are actually down on this one. Breathe in, bend the leg back in again. Breathe out, extend the other leg, and breathe in, bring it back in. So again, try to avoid looking down and back. Keep your head upright and looking forward. Breathing out, breathing in. Now stay with that. So that is going to be option one. If you want a little bit more than that, you take the right leg back, hold it, move the left leg back, then the right knee comes in, and the left knee comes in. So right leg back, left leg back, right knee in, left knee in. Again, just work where you can. You could even alternate it. So if you want to, you could then take your left leg back, and then take your right leg back. Again, it's really up to you. Excellent. Okay, we'll do a couple more. Two more. And last set. Well done. Okay, have a little rest. Drop yourself back, maybe stretch your arms out. Maybe lower your head down, just release your shoulders for a little minute. Okay, we'll come back up. We're going to do a little bit more through our plank positions. Again, if it's not your favorite, you can leave it out or you can modify it. So from here, we're going to take the legs behind us. You can either keep your knees lifted off the ground here or lower your knees down so you're in this plank position. And you can even come down onto your forearms if that is a better position for you. So just work with what feels right. Again, just either hold it, or if you can manage, as you breathe out, lift one foot, extend the toes, breathe in to lower, breathing out and in. And if you've got your knees on the ground, you could just stay there. Will not be too many. Two more. Last one. Well done. And when you come there, if you want to, you could lower your knees down, but we are going to lower all the way to the ground. You can just bend your elbows. Lower down, chest first if you can. Release when you get there. Okay, well done. Okay, bring your arms around. Drop your forehead down now towards your arms. Separate your feet, hip distance apart. So as you get there, try and think about the pubic bone pressing gently down. Think about the belly button lifting up. We're still lifting the pelvic floor here. So again, all four corners, gently lift. Deep breath in, and as you breathe out, lifting one leg, maybe a little bit of the thigh lifts, breathing into lower. But we're not forcing or trying to get anywhere with it. We're just gently lifting and gently lowering. Breathing out and breathing in. Good. Now from there, if you want to lift both of your legs up at the same time and then lower them down again. Again, just see how that feels. Maybe you don't lower all the way down. Maybe you keep a little kind of hover. And you can always rest your head down. So you don't have to have your head lifted. Just take it to where it feels right to you. So breathing out and breathing in. Okay, we'll do 2 more like that. On this last one, when you lift up, we're going to lift the legs and hold them. And then if you can, we're just going to move the legs. We're kind of in this little swimming action. And again, the legs are not touching the ground. The pubic bone is not overly pressing down. And you're trying to get that feeling of lifting the pelvic floor and lifting your belly button. Good. Last 8. And last 4. Well done. Slowly release everything all the way down. Maybe drop your head down just for a moment. Now we're going to add the upper body here. So again, if it doesn't feel right to you, just do the legs again without adding the upper body. So with the upper body, you can either take your hands behind you and just have the palms of your hands just pressing towards the ground and start to lift your chest up. If you can, maybe lift your hands up off the ground and then reach your fingertips back so you lift a little bit higher, but just see how that feels. And then as you breathe out, lift one leg, breathing into lower down. So we're just going to start the same thing again, lifting and lowering through your legs. If it's too much, release the upper body down. Good. And do the legs only. Do 2 more. Breathing out to lift, breathing into lower. And then from there, if you can, lift both of your legs at the same time and lower them back down again. So lifting up, lowering down. That upper body still lifted. Your gaze kind of in front, slightly forwards. Good. And then if you want to lift your legs up and then just give them that little pulsing movement. And maybe change the breath here. So breathing in. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathing out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last it in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Release down. Bring your arms around. Drop your head down. Have a little rest. Now, I don't know if you were counting there, but there was 50 that we did. So I quite like to do 100. Don't know why. But we will do 100. So we'll do one more set. Again, you have to do the upper body. If you've had enough, just go back to a single leg. Just modify it as you see fit. So we'll take the hands behind us. So hands on the ground. Maybe reach your hands back. We'll just start with the legs lifted. And then when you're ready, move the legs. And then when you're ready, breathe. So breathing in. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last it in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Well done. Release, relax. Bring your arms round. Drop your head down. Excellent. Okay, we'll do a little stretch. We're just going to bend through your right leg. When you get there, you could just hold that leg there. Maybe you can reach back with your right hand, just gently draw the heel in towards your bottom. But again, if it doesn't feel right, do that. Okay, we'll change sides, so release that leg. Bend your left leg in. Again, maybe reach behind you and take hold of it. Like feeling that you have to, but if you feel that it will increase the stretch for you, then do that. Okay, we'll release that. Start to press yourself up. We'll come to an all fours position first. So just moving in, hands under the shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, just rounding through the upper back and the shoulders. So as you breathe in this time, drop your belly, start to pull forwards through your chest. Breathing out around your back. Breathing in, arch your back. So we'll do that twice more, so take your own time. Stretch your spine in your own way. See how it all feels. Well done. Okay, when you come back into a more neutral position, we'll come to a wide leg child's pose. So if you widen your knees, they're about as wide as your mat, bring your feet together, start to sink your hips back, and then start to maybe stretch your arms out a little bit. So stretching the arms, reaching through your shoulders. Maybe drop your head down if you want to. Now from there, we're going to walk the hands over to the right side. So just keep walking over till you feel the stretch through the left side body. Maybe take your left hand and place it on top of your right, but you don't necessarily have to do that. Come to the center when you're ready and move the other way. So over towards that left side. Maybe your right hand goes on top. Drop the head. Relax the shoulders. Well done. Okay, back towards the middle again. From there, walk your hands back. So you're taking them back towards your knees, and then we'll take a little seat towards the front, just bringing it in towards the middle. So as you come in, we'll cross the legs over. If that's not suitable, just sit with your legs wide, knees high. Sit up onto your sit bones. Again, aligning your shoulders over your hips. We'll move a little bit through a kind of a rotation, first of all. So we'll take your left hand on your right knee, right fingertips behind you. Just start to gently draw yourself around. Now, as you inhale, we're coming to the middle. So take your time to move to the center, realigning, and then moving through the opposite way. So we'll do that again. So breathing in, breathing out, move round, breathing in, and breathing out. Well done. Come back to the center. This time, reach your arms out. We'll just take a little movement side to side. So take that right hand down, reach up and over with your left hand, back into the middle, and just moving the other way. So do that again. So back to the center, that little reach. Good, and last one. Well done. Come back into the middle. Take your hands behind you. We're just going to stretch the chest here. So start to push forwards through your chest. Maybe you lift your head up and just see how that feels. And then from there, release. And try and relax the shoulders. And then just gently lower your head down. Now from there, lift your chin back up again. And just dropping your ear just over towards the right side first. Back to the middle. We'll take it the other way. Get into the center. And then just take a little roll through your shoulders. And then move towards the front. Well done. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this little Pilates session. I hope to do one a month, probably 45 to 50 minutes, not too long, and you can then do it at your own pace. I'll speak to you later. Bye-bye.